What's up guys, just doing a quick unboxing video again today because I picked up something in the Argos Black Friday sale that I've been eyeing up for a little while, and it's mainly because the Switch now has so many retro style 2D games and stuff, but the issue with the Switch is there's no D-pad, and certain games you can do so well in 2D, precision platforming stuff sort of games, but when it gets to the harder levels and stuff, I just start to suck. I started playing Super Metroid again recently, and you know, I was getting so far, but when it came to the more tricky controls, this weren't cutting it, and the joystick, the analog, just doesn't feel right. So there's lots of solutions to this. I mean, I do have actually sort of wired controllers with a D-pad on, but I play portably a lot because it's very pick up and play for me these days. So I picked up, which is released by Hori, which is an official affiliate of Nintendo, is a Joycon with a D-pad on. Obviously the Switch Lite users of the world now have the D-pad, so perfect for the recently released SNES games that came on the online service, which today of filming I've actually announced that a few more games are coming, so that's great. So this is actually only $14.99, and reviews have been pretty solid. So I'm going to keep talking once we get unboxing, and we'll talk more about it then. So here we have the Hori D-pad for the Nintendo Switch. I'm lucky that I actually have red Joy-Cons anyway, so swapping one of these out is not going to be too much of an issue. So I need to get some tape off. I should have really prepped for this a little bit easier. But yeah, what I was saying is with the release of the Super Nintendo games recently, God, I wish I didn't bite my nails, it really helps at times like this. You know, it's great having them on there. And I was getting away with playing the NES games with an analog stick and that, but games like, if they ever release like the Mega Mans and stuff, which they probably won't because they've got the collections available for you to actually buy, then, you know, it might be a different story. You know, with packaging like this, I'm not one for collecting boxes of stuff like this to stick on my shelves, so if I tear it and it freaks you out, I do apologise, but it's really not much of an issue for me personally. Right, random tab, put the cord up. Right, so yeah, box. They very much make it clear that it is only for handheld play, because there's none of the extra gizmos in here whatsoever. It doesn't have its own battery, and there's no gyro in there, I don't think. No motion controls whatsoever. There's a lot of instructions, which is probably going to tell me how to sync it up and stuff, but we're going to just go old school and try and figure it out off the bat. So let's open this as well. Some odd packaging really. And there we have it. I mean, to be honest, that actually looks very nice. Oh, I didn't realise it was a see-through as well a little bit. But if I can get the light on that, that's very cool. The Mario design, I like that a lot. So, I mean, first off, it looks, obviously you don't have the L and R buttons because you can't use it as a separate controller, but it kind of links that way anyway. So, on first feel, D-pad nice and clicky. You know, not the biggest, but you can't really do a lot with the size of that because it is for the Switch after all, but it feels good. Analog stick feels perfectly fine, like almost as good as the original. That's a bit spongy and rubbery. Yeah, the buttons are a bit rubbery rather than plastic, I think, of the original, but to be fair, that'll be fine. So let's get the Switch, and my guess is it's not going to let me just straight up put this in and it works straight away, but you never know with these things. So there we have it. You can see me in reflection now, which is a bit strange behind the camera, but that's fine until we boot it on. So yeah, obviously very different red colour to my other one. I think it's actually, I actually noticed that more in person than the camera's picking up, but still cool. Right, let's fire this up. Well, I've had an update for something. Okay, so it's automatically picked up that just because I plugged it in, which obviously makes that very cool. See, I'm still getting used to it. Let's use the D-pad to manoeuvre about. Right, that is very cool. Well, I don't actually know what game I've got in. What have I got in at the moment? I think I have Mario Kart 8, which isn't really a good showcase. So let's go to some Super Nintendo games. And of course I have to do a blooming update. Let's not do that right now then. Let's find a game that I know I've got actually on download on here that would be beneficial of playing. There we go, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Right, I'm going to have to do this update, guys. We'll be back. We will be back. Right, guys, I'm hoping that was the quick update I was waiting on. Very quick indeed. So, right, get used to having this D-pad. We were going to go with some Bloodstained, weren't we? Which, I will be honest with you, I'm really not very good at, but I've quite enjoyed playing it the chance I have. But I'd say I've been playing this mainly with the analog stick. So I've got the one game on the go at the moment. We stick with veteran because you know we're not cheats around here. Right, remember, yep, I'm only in the second zone. This game is tough, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've not got a massive history with the Castlevanias of the world. Oh, what have we got then? Yeah. So, okay, that's not good. I mean, it feels good. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like it belongs. It probably feels like it quite a bit like the one on the Switch Lite would, to be honest, which I've not had a chance to play yet. Obviously, I've got no reason to. I need to switch out my character because this guy's not brilliant. And I know I've already unlocked the girl character with the, I think it's a whip. But anyone who's not played this yet, you should really think about picking it up because it is pretty awesome. If you like any of the NES era Castlevania games, and even after that, I mean, it's very much, people say it's like a spiritual successor to Castlevania 3. I'll be honest, I've never played Castlevania 3. I'm trying to think if I've ever properly played any of the Castlevanias on the NES. I had Super Castlevania on the SNES, and I had one on the DS. Something of Sorrow maybe? Dawn of Sorrow possibly? I mean, again, that's a long time ago, man, so you know, it's difficult. But yeah, it's, you know, probably not the greatest game to be sort of practicing stuff like that. Let's dig out the NES because they're the games where you need your Twitch controls, let's be honest. Let's get some Mario 3. One thing about the NES games on here is your B and A buttons just don't feel natural at that angle on the NES. So luckily I can use X and A as an equivalent and that feels a lot better. I think actually a fair bit of time I've played on the NES Online on here. I have been playing on my TV and with one of the actual pads I've got. Yeah, there's me missing the coins as you do. You know how it is when you're filming gameplay and you always feel under pressure. Can't perform like you used to. That's what she said. Ah, I don't even get the star. Lame. But yeah. It's a solid build. It feels good. There's a decent amount of travel. And it just feels a lot better to use than this, you know. This would get you so far in games, you know, you'd be able to do it. Oddly, that's still controlling this. That's a bit weird. Oddly, that's still pairing as a pad 1. Very weird. Oh, now it's making me pick. This is strange fun. Strange. Anyway, right, my review of this so far, I mean, obviously we've not given it a lot of wear and tear, but for $14.99 and to be able to turn my Switch into a real portable retro gaming machine, I'm very happy. Looking forward to the newer releases of SNES games that they're finally putting out. I think there's a couple of NES games. can't remember off the top of my head, it only got announced today. There was, for the SNES, there was Kirby Superstar, or Kirby's Fun Pack as we know it. That was the one that I was mainly interested in. But it was just nice to know that they are releasing further games for it, because, you know, it's been a while since they have, and obviously that first batch of Super Nintendo games was awesome, as you could be able to see in a second. But it's just nice to know that there are more coming. Brilliant stuff. People were whinging about this for ages for them to release some, weren't they? But yeah, at the moment, I mean, you've got a fair few of these titles, a dozen of them probably, are on the SNES Classic. So, you know, my SNES Mini's kind of just been sitting in the cupboard for a while now. You know, it's nice to own, and I really should mod it, to be honest, because there's so many people I know already have, and it's just great to put your own games on. But it's just convenience of having it on the go. And now I've got my DPad, can actually put some time and effort into playing these games properly, especially Super Metroid, one of my all-time favourites. I'm going to start playing that again. A number of times I've started that game over without finishing it. You know, I completed it many years ago, probably 20 years, let's not lie. It's probably been 20 years since I completed that game, and I've played it a lot since, and I need to go back to it. It's just that simple. Right guys, cheers for watching. This is my review. I give it a thumbs up, especially for the price it was. I think, to be honest, it's not this Argos you can get it for that price. I've seen them on eBay, Amazon for less than £20. And to be able to turn your system into a proper old school machine, I'll give it the thumbs up. Cheers for watching. Catch you soon.